Assalamu alaikum. So in this video I'm going to share with you how you can find a rental home in Istanbul. And I had a lot of difficulties when I was looking for it here when I came here in October of last year. So I just wanted to share some of the main points with you all, so that if anybody of you shifts to Istanbul, then it becomes easier for them to find a rental home here. So the first and foremost thing that you are going to do is that you are going to install the app named Sahibinden, which literally translates to from the owner in Turkish language. And all the owners and all the property dealers here are using this app. And even if you go to a shop, a property dealer shop, you are going to see that their own ads for rental places are on this Sahibinden app. So once you have installed this app, you are going to see that you can find rental places in any specific area based on the location that you select. So for example, if you are trying to find a place in Umraniye or in Çekmeköy or in Kadıköy, then you can just put that place in the app, and it will show you rental places based on the location. Now once you find some appropriate rental place based on your needs, the next thing that you are going to do is you are going to send a message, or you are going to call the owner or the property dealer who has shown this ad on the app. Or if you have gone to the property dealer's shop, then you are going to, of course, ask them that where is the property located, where is that rental place located, and so they are going to accompany you, and they are going to take you to the place, and they are going to show it to you. Here, one thing to remember is that if you do not know Turkish language, then you are going to have a lot of difficulty. So it's better that at least you learn a few words related to finding a rental place, or you take a friend with you who knows and speaks Turkish language, so that he can help you with communicating with the property dealer or the owner. So the next thing is that you are going to go to the rental place, and you are going to see it, and if you find it appropriate, you are going to move towards the payment part. So when you are looking for a rental place here in Istanbul or in other places in Turkey as well, you should keep in mind that there are going to be two major types of rental places. One is called with site, and the other is called without site. So what site means is that the apartment that you are going to rent is located inside a huge complex, which also has a swimming pool in it and a gym in it and other facilities, parks, etc., for which they are going to cost you additional money per month. So for example, if a 2+1 apartment costs 1300 to 1600 Turkish liras per month, then those additional payments are going to be added to this value, and they could range from 300 to 500 Turkish liras additional, and your overall monthly rent is going to be about 2200 Turkish liras. So if it was 1600 before the additional payments, then after, let's say, 400 Turkish liras of additional payments, it's going to be 2000 Turkish liras. And this is called the site, the apartments with the site apartments. And if you are looking for an apartment without site, then you are going to have only the rental payment, which is, for example, if it was 1600, then it's going to be 1600, no additional monthly charges. The next thing that you need to remember for the payments is that when you are going to rent a place, you are going to pay 3 times, 3 different amounts. So for example, if the rent is 1600 Turkish liras, and you are taking a place with site, and the additional monthly payment of site is 400 Turkish liras, so you are going to pay 2000 Turkish liras cross 3 times of it. So 2000 Turkish liras is going to go to the property dealer. 2000 Turkish liras is going to be kept as a security by the owner, and the last 2000 Turkish liras is going to be your rental payment for the first month. So as a first payment, you are going to pay 6000 Turkish liras. So you should keep that in mind. The property dealer's fees is not non-refundable, but the security that you pay to the owner at the start of your rental agreement is refundable, but it is refundable only after 1 year. So in my case, for example, again, if this apartment charges 1300 per month and I paid 3900 at the beginning of the rental agreement, then the additional 1300 Turkish liras that I paid to the owner as security is going to be refunded after 1 year if I stay in this home after 1 year. But if I leave before that time, it's not going to be refundable. So you should keep that in mind. And also that 1300 might not be refunded completely because the owner is going to come to the house and he's going to look at all the things, and if there is some damage, he's going to cut the amount from that. So you should keep these things in mind. One more thing that I forgot to mention is that when I was talking about the Site part, so when you are looking for an apartment, it can either be Site or without Site. That's a separate thing. But it can also be furnished or without furnished, not furnished. So furnished apartments cost more than, of course, they cost more than non-furnished apartments. And one of the biggest disadvantages of that is that if you damage one small thing, then the owner is going to charge you for it a heavy amount. He is going to charge you a heavy amount for it when you are going to leave the apartment. But if you buy an unfurnished apartment, then you have the liberty to furnish it as per your desire. And I rented an unfurnished apartment, and I would suggest you as well that you buy an unfurnished apartment if you can, and if you have some money saved, then do buy the equipment and furniture and electronics stuff yourself and furnish your apartment yourself. It's going to be a good investment as well, because when you are going to leave it after some time, then all these things belong to you and you can just take them to your new home. In my case, a big mishap happened to me when I came here in October last year. I found a good place. It was a zero apartment. Zero apartment means that it was a brand newly made apartment, and it was a 2+1 apartment without Site, and the asking price was 1300 Turkish liras. And the only problem with the apartment was that the combi was not installed yet, and combi is actually a device here installed in all homes, and it actually controls the heating system of the home. But it was not installed in the apartment yet, since it was just newly made. And so the property dealer just talked to me a lot, and he convinced me that they are going to install it and they are going to complete everything. And he said that if possible, you should pay for the combi. That is, I should pay the payment for the combi, which was about 5,000 Turkish liras. And he said that the owner and he are going to write in the rental agreement that I will not be paying the monthly rent for next 2 to 3 months until that value is like balanced. But what happened was my family hadn't arrived yet here in Istanbul, so there was about 1 month gap, and I was living in an Airbnb. But they didn't install it during that time, and they kept delaying it. And the property dealer had taken the initial 1300 Turkish liras from me, which was his payment. And in the end, it turned out that they just didn't install it, and it was winter, and Fatma was coming, and Huda and Mama, 2 kids. So it was very difficult for me. It was a very difficult decision, and so I had to drop it at the last moment. So Fatma and kids were arriving on Friday, and I didn't have a living place till Monday. So I just quickly came to this new area and I started looking for a place, and I found it. So the reason I shared this experience with you is that when you are looking for a rental place here, then be very careful and don't fall into a scam. Although most people are fair and honest here, but there are a lot of scammers as well, so you should be very careful about that. So before concluding the video, one additional comment that I want to share with you regarding getting a rental place is that once you shift to the place, the meters, the utility meters, electricity, gas and water, all those meters need to be shifted to your name. So when you come here, those meters are not going to be on your name, and there will be a lock installed on them, which was installed after the previous rental person left the apartment. So once you come to the apartment, you have to go to the offices, the electricity office, the gas office and the electricity and the water office, and you have to convert these meters on your own name. And it's a really good thing that you convert them on your own name. So these bills when they come, they are on your name and you are not paying on someone else's name. So it's very transparent, very clear. So you have to do these things once you shift. So when I found this place, I found it on Tuesday, and on Wednesday and Thursday I finalized all these tasks, all these meter conversion parts, and I brought in all the stuff. And then family arrived on Friday, and I thankfully had a place to live. So yeah, that's what I wanted to share with you. So I hope that if you are shifting to Istanbul or other parts of Turkey, the process of finding a rental home for you becomes easy. And I wish you best of luck. And yeah, that was it for this one. And thank you very much for watching. And do subscribe to our channel for more useful content. And do share our content with your friends as well. And keep learning with Nasir and Fatma. Take care.